Hey guys, what's up? It's TechTucker, and today we have another CEX Roulette. So this one here is just a disc-based game. Luckily this time it's not soaking wet, and here we have a box. In terms of this box cost me approximately £90, and this game was about £20. There is more than one game in here, so you'll soon find out what they are, and I'm hoping for them to be complete. A good bit of retro and some modern here. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so starting things off, got a box cart in my pocket, but for this one I don't feel I'll need it, it's just a packet. So let's open this up and see what we are dealing with. Alright, so far so good. It's feeling light, so I'm not anticipating a manual. It is the Capcom Digital Collection, and the reason I wanted this was for one game and one game alone. Hot dog, it does indeed have the manual, just a very thin one. Wow, this box feels clean, it looks good. Man, let's take a look at the disc, shall we? Oh, bit of dirt on it, but overall it looks very good, very clean, not a mark on it. Wow, yes, an absolute win so far. So I was expecting like a full-blown manual, just a wee insert here. But yeah, this is very clean condition. Wow, this is probably one of the best games I've received from CX. Feels brand new, clean, and I bought it for Puzzle Fighter 2, as I wanted a physical copy of it, and it is on the PlayStation 1. But I opted just to have it in HD, and there's achievements, and I played this in childhood on my brother's Xbox 360, so it's one of the games he had downloaded. But yeah, some other great games in there like Final Fight, 1942, Bionic Commando 2 as well, and Street Fighter 2 of course, but I do have the 30th anniversary collection on the Switch. But yeah, an absolute CEX win there, so let's move on to the bigger box. Alright guys, so got the box here, so let's try and open this with the rip tab here. Worked out alright. So yeah, just hopefully, yeah, so let's open this up. Okay, that is the tape, so as you'll see here, got the games. So far, looking good. Alright, so let's start with the first one. Hellfire on the Sega Mega Drive. It feels heavy. This has a manual. It does indeed have a manual. It's in pieces, but hey, I would rather a manual in pieces than no manual at all. So yeah, having a look at the case, it's a little worn, but yeah, I would genuinely be returning this game if it didn't have the manual, because on eBay it can sell for a lot less than £42, which I did have a little bit of a voucher buyer remorse. Yeah, got the cartridge here, looking good. Yeah. The label itself looks really nice. Hellfire is a must-have shoot 'em up if you have a Mega Drive. Yeah, this looks good overall. As I say, manual is there. It's not as bad as the Outrun manual I had. Let's have a look. If it's just the back and front covers torn off, then I can easily put this together. Yep, that's it. Manual's all there. So it is a bit disappointing that the covers are ripped off, but I would rather have that than no manual at all. So. Again, following up from the Street Fighter collection, the Capcom Digital Collection, sorry, I definitely count this as a CEX win. It is the case that it does indeed have the manual. With the manual, again, it's pretty much just the going right there, so very happy with this one. So the next game follows a similar suit, and it is Zero Wing. Weight-wise, I don't think there's a manual. No manual here, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm just inspecting the cover there. Yeah, it's in nice shape at least. Still got the retro Sega sticker there. Open up the cover. Yeah, it looked a little off from the front there, but if I wanted any type of manual, it really was Zero Wing. But ultimately, this game can still sell for the asking price. Zero Wing there, regardless of the manual or not. So yeah, cartridge looks good, label in good shape. This one, yeah, it's okay. Zero Wing is the one that is a bit harder to come by, I would say, like on eBay and that, so a bit of a lukewarm finish, but with the condition of the Capcom Digital Collection and the Hellfire having a manual, I'm not going to complain really, I'm quite happy with that there. Alright guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at these games here. We're going to check the insides of them, we're going to make sure they're legit copies and clean them up. So we've got a camera up ahead as well, so you can see what I'm doing. In more detail, I suppose. So let's just get this open. I'm just going to unscrew it using my work laptop as the bench here. Not mistreating the device or anything, just can't be bothered moving it, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, let's have a look at this one. So I need to screw that out a little more, doing it the old fashioned way. That's just getting me nowhere. Cool. Let's have a look at this. So board looks fine. Yep, Sega logo and all that there. So we'll have a look at that there. Board looks good. It looks pretty clean overall, to be fair. Like I'm quite pleased with that. And then just a little look over here as well. So the way I clean these, Sega, yeah, again, just having a closer look at that. So I'm happy with the cartridge overall. Use some good old fashioned isopropyl alcohol. And rather than using the actual spray, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna dip some cotton buds in here. Cotton roll buds, whatever it is. You know. Oops, I do have a 1-up card, but I can't be bothered using it that way. I like to open it, so I've just got wet the tip here, and what I like to do is just do that. I do this for every game. Depends on the game. Most of the time I do always open them and clean them. I just think it's good practice. So if you'll see, it's a little grey there, but yeah, that's as far as it goes here. So let's give that another clean on the other side. I like to scrub quite harsh on that. Yeah, I can see it is indeed quite grey from doing that, but that'll just make it work better. 9 times out of 10 whenever I do this, the game always works. Like, not necessarily first time, but for the most part, it does. So let's have a look at that. Just have a look at the top. Yeah, cool. Now just rub it with the other side and clean that up. And yeah, that's typically what I do for the games, and I usually go over the cotton buds now naffed, as you'll see from drying it. Yeah, that looks good. The inside of the cartridge again is nice and clean. Label on the Hellfire is pretty good as well. So what I'm going to do now, just put that back on. And then there usually is a little clips. Yep, cool. Yeah, we'll just screw that one back on, and I have a tendency to spill this, so I'm just going to do that. That's why the bottle's mostly empty. I do need to buy some new isopropyl. So yeah, get that back in. Like, I'm not super tight, but tight enough. And this bloody screw here. I'll just pop it in the old-fashioned way. And yep, that's one of 2 cartridges. Yep, that one's bloody squint. I'm just gonna unscrew that before I do any damage to that. Okay, so yeah, that's still a bit squint. You're gonna get the real life experience of me doing this. Usually I don't record it, so I've got a keener eye. Right, I'll sort that later. Gotta get that back in. So we'll have a look at the zeroing next. Let's have a look. Yep, there we go. Zeroing is the more expensive of the 2. Not by much, to be fair, by like a couple pounds. So again, not a big thing. Oops, and there we go. Those screws were nice and tight. Whether it's not been opened before and cleaned is a whole nother story. And yeah, much like the other one, yeah, I'd say board looks good based off of that. And then just pop over here as well. With focus, that'd be a very nice thing. But yeah, what I'll do, as I say, this one has a nice label also. I'm quite pleased with the zeroing label. It's the reason, like, and although I didn't have a manual, it's not the end of the world. It's one of those, I'm pleased, enough to just have the game. It's not like I paid, a ton of actual cash for it. I paid approximately half its value, so it's not a big deal. I'm not one of those collectors that needs, manuals for everything. Just select games, like when I'm usually splurging if it's in person. If I really just want a game, I'm happy to just have the box. Oof, yeah, that one's quite dirty, as you see there, and that's why we clean them, to get them optimized and ready for best usage. Yep, and give that another clean this side. Might go over this one with the other end as well, rather than that, because it's quite dirty, so I'm just
gonna... Ooh, probably the most backwards way to put alcohol on it. I should get a bigger bottle next time, but for today, we're just gonna be using that. Yeah, still got some dirt on it, but much cleaner than it was. Oops. And this side's more or less cleaned as well. Cool. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Alright, so there we have it. A quick CEX Roulette, over £100 spent on these games. Would I say this was a win? Honestly, this and these two, definitely some good performance from CEX. Packages arrived well, well packaged and such. And yeah, I'm happy with the items I've got here. Zero win, again, I would still say it's not a win, it's not a loss, so I got what I got. If it had a manual, then yes, it would have absolutely been a win. Unfortunately, it's just the case, but the case is in good shape. So, and the art looks good as well, so yeah, I'm not going to complain too much. I'm not super bothered if manuals are there. Some cases I am, like with this one, this game is cheaper to buy just with the case and the cartridge. And this one, man, this one is probably one of the best condition games I've ever received from CEX. I'm very, very pleased with this, and this recently dropped to £22. And with £2 postage, I'm not really seeing them anywhere cheaper, so I think that was the time to bite the bullet on this one if you do not have it as well. Yeah, that was my CEX Roulette, so please do like, share and subscribe, and of course I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks and goodbye.